What's going on? It's yours truly. Just say it with me. They call me Mr.Taliaferro. How y'all doing out there? So we are talking Monday deadline. So if you don't know, Monday is the deadline for anybody that was within the 2016 NBA draft class to get an extension. The only two guys that have gotten an extension out of that draft class thus far have been Denver Nuggets point guard Jamal Murray and Philadelphia 76ers point guard Ben Simmons. They both got their deals done this summer. 5 years, $170 million have been given out to these two guys. So in the next three videos, I want to focus on three guys who have this same situation coming up. They've been good players in this league, and they're at least on the cusp of getting a deal done. They're at least at the point where they're good enough to be negotiating with their teams for an extension and not having to go into free agency. So we're going to be talking about Buddy Hield, Jaylen Brown, and then this video specifically, we're going to focus on NBA champion of the Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam. So stay tuned. In 30 minutes, we'll be coming with the Buddy Hield video, and then 30 minutes from there, we'll be talking about Jaylen Brown's contract situation with the Celtics. But let's focus on Pascal. Yeah, so Siakam, I think, is different from these other two guys. I'm not sure if their deals are going to get done. Pascal Siakam's situation is simple. He will get a new deal, and I do believe it'll get done by the deadline. Reportedly, Pascal Siakam has told the Toronto Raptors straight up and down, his representation has said, we want the max. We want just exactly what Ben Simmons and Jamal Murray have gotten. Right? Look, if you're Pascal Siakam, you're playing with all the leverage right now. Number one, the biggest leverage that Pascal Siakam has is he just won a championship. The second biggest leverage that he got, and some would argue that this is number one. The Toronto Raptors lost Kawhi Leonard. All right, their franchise is literally it's a potential chance of them losing everything. Like, they just won this championship, and the fact that Kawhi still left, he didn't want to give it a repeat effort. This team could go from selling out arenas to not being relevant in 4 or 5 years from now. So Pascal's got that working for him, and also his representation can simply tell the Raptors, look, Ben got paid, Jamal Murray got paid. With all due respect to both of them dudes in their situations, I actually won. All right, so he's got that working for him. The Raptors have no other way around this. They have to give this man his bread. They'll have the money to give, especially after they just gave Kyle Lowry an extra 1 year on his deal, when many would argue that it was clear as day that in the playoffs, outside of maybe a couple games, Pascal Siakam was clearly the second best player on that Toronto Raptors team. Look, you got to take a chance on Pascal. There is a chance that this dude is a star in the league. He ain't been playing basketball for that long. He's long. He can dribble. He can score. And I seen some things from Pascal in the playoffs that I just didn't expect to see this early on in his career. Look, there was a game or two versus Orlando, a game or two versus Philly, where Kawhi Leonard just didn't have it. And you want to know who that Raptors team leaned on? It was Pascal Siakam. Now he's expected to be the leader of that Raptors team, at least offensively. I'm not sure if he's ready to step into that role yet, but I think he has all the time in the world to figure it out. The Raptors have to pay this man. You can't let him get the free agency. It literally sets a bad tone for the franchise. You got to work out that extension before Monday's deadline, and I believe the Raptors will do the right thing and pay that man. He wants to be in Toronto long term. It's tough to keep guys in Toronto. Look, we've heard many NBA players flat-foot say, yo, I like Toronto. It's cool to play there, but I don't like having to switch my phone lines. The cable package is whack. I can't watch BET. I don't like all that shit. I just want to be in America. All right, the pay situation is reportedly a little different as well. I don't like all that. I just want to be an American player, play for a team in the States. And with that being said, you got a guy who wants to be there, foreign-born player. You got to lock him up, and I think the Raptors will do that before Monday's deadline. I believe Pascal Siakam will hear in the next 72, 96 hours that he has agreed to a max extension, 5 years, 170 from the Raptors. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.